Dan Rothenberg and Joe Klosik, two guys trying to figure it out. Not the right wing, not the brosphere. Left of center, with humor and empathy. Welcome to the Splain.
Welcome to the Splain, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into it with another local San Francisco comedian in a minute. But first, Dan.
Who's right there? He's right there.
He's right there, but
he's right.
Yeah, we'll just, if you could just cover your ears and eyes.
All right, I'll tell you what. Yeah.
Daddy and I have to talk.
And Diet.
What kind of podcast is this?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We're figuring that out. You can't see below the waist right now either. So.
Okay, so in other words, we're going to invite our guest in, but he's there. He's sitting there.
He's already there.
Drinking orange juice.
I
would say, Ian, you want to dive in, just go for it.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. There's got to be a way.
Let's check in.
Let's check in. So, Dan.
First of all, subscribe, like.
Yeah, subscribe and like. Come on, people. Come on. Our whole egos
this is the
and
Splain.
well-being is riding on this. And finally, we're giving the public what they want. 3 white guys.
Mm-hmm. Finally.
Nobody sees that anywhere.
Back to basics, baby.
Yes. And we got a lot to say, all right?
Yeah.
We got a lot to say. Yeah, because according to the vice president, I don't have to apologize for that anymore.
No.
Why would you?
Why exactly? Why
this is diversity.
Yes.
You're looking at diversity right here. We got a goatee.
Yep.
We got a skull cap.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got hair product.
It's beautiful. It's white boy winter. It's white boy winter.
That's enough.
Yes.
Different.
And we're all coming from separate locations that are all in the suburbs, which again I think is just
Are you in the suburbs, Ian?
Yeah, I'm out in Clayton right now.
Clayton.
So that's
I haven't even
Concord.
Okay, heard of that one. JR's. Is that still around?
I don't know. I'm not from here. I'm at my girlfriend's parents' place right now, so I don't know.
Oh. Do you live in the city? All right.
I live in San Francisco, yes.
Good,
yes.
Right.
A nice attempt at bonding, Dan. Points for that.
We almost had something there.
That was genuine.
That was good.
It's JR's there.
I was feeling it
30 years ago. Whatever.
I know.
Dan, should we do our segment, Am I a Dick?
Am I a dick? Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Go, Joe.
Okay, so this is probably classic. I think I already know the answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a Starbucks already, very bland, right? And I'm in line behind this older woman who I'm guessing is probably babysitting her grandson, and it's taking forever. It's taking forever, right? A lot of questions.
How does this work? And what's this drink?
And the kid just keeps pulling other stuff up on the counter. And she's like, no, not that, because this has this in it. And I'm behind the counter, and this is how it starts to go. Like, a minute, I'm like, oh my God. Okay. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I'm like, come on. And then I'm starting to make eye contact with one of the baristas behind the counter.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. There's one person at the register, but there's 8 people moving around, not doing anything. But they're all looking busy, not doing anything. And I'm making eye contact with one of the young people behind the counter. And finally, I just go, gesture her over, because I'm a white man.
Yeah, again, we established.
Right? I'm using my privilege. I'm like, listen, not being served here. Right? And she makes eye contact with me, and I got to give her credit. I think she was very professional, trained in de-escalation, and she sees the potential for me to lose my shit. So she goes over to the other register. Am I a dick?
Short answer, yes. Yeah. But, yeah. I mean, there's no getting around that. Yeah.
Could I have waited?
You were a dick in a way that many of us have been a dick. I'm that dick.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. I mean, it was my day off. I didn't have to be anywhere. I had time to burn. But I'm just like, how dare this person put the needs of her grandson ahead of my time? How dare?
It's frustrating because here's what tends to put me over the top of those situations. Was the older woman and her grandchildren aware she was holding things up?
Not at all.
Right.
Not at all.
Yeah, that tends
another reason
to
to hate her.
yes, that's the part that bothers me. Like if I can see that she's like, Shelby, kind of hurry it up. We got people waiting. Yes, which is what I would be like, because I'm always that, and I'm always hyper aware of that. Then I'd let it go. I'd be like, all right, we're working as a team here. But generally, I find if I'm getting that aggression, bolts of lightning coming out of my eyes, I am in a dickish place.
All right, Ian, you shook your head initially.
What do you think?
No.
Ian?
Well, the problem is that there is so much like rules to like society that we all abide by, that like technically the rule is we have to be patient and wait our turn. But the fact that lady couldn't pick up on the disturbances she was causing, it seemed contextually that you were an ass, but really, when the history books are written, you did the right thing.
Ian, I like where your head's at. So one vote for I am a dick, one vote for the lady was a dick.
Right. Yes. It's a very Curb Your Enthusiasm moment where it's just like,
it was.
For sure.
It's just like, oh, this looks like he's being a dick, but it's like that was the right thing to do.
So Larry was right in that instance.
Yes.
Which is, by the way,
that's terrifying.
A game I play with my son as we're watching Curb. Was Larry right? Those are the values I'm instilling in my son.
It's good. That's important.
God.
That's good
It's
to
fun.
instill that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it's true. Sometimes he's right. Yeah, you know what? I will say I didn't look at it as could the woman be the dick. She technically, yes, the woman was a dick.
You know, and I think if the woman was being a dick, she was raising that 5-year-old grandson to become a dick.
Yeah, there were two dicks in the
There's two
situation.
dicks in the situation.
Yeah.
I'm none of them.
Right.
You're none of them.
I'm absolved, right?
Yeah.
And I have to hand it to you, Joe. I thought I was the most impatient person in the room.
I'm
generally,
not like
I
that.
have never. I'm always doing that. Me and the barista.
Yeah.
I have never called one over though.
I don't.
It's never gotten to that point.
Know, I cannot rationally explain why I got into that mood, because it was literally my day off. I had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I was not behind. I'm not in a rush. I literally I could go to the drive-thru, but I'm going to walk in and be leisurely. And then as soon as I got in there, like some old man instinct just flared up in me like, wait, I need to be the center of attention as soon as I walk in the door. How dare this child and grandmother who are already in front of me, how dare they be getting served?
Yeah, but you did what we all wish we could do.
Yeah,
genuinely.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I've often, the way I look at it with myself, I am always the impatient guy in line.
Yeah.
But I feel like I balance it out because I'm always quick.
Yes.
I'm like, I've wanted to look at people behind me in a bathroom line and say, watch this.
Yeah.
I'm serious. What's going on?
You can't say that to people in San Francisco.
I know. I've been there. Seriously, I want to look back and go, just relax. You're in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Start the timer.
And
out.
I vividly remember a time we were on vacation as a family. I must have been 6 or 7, right? And my mom has got my brother, who's a year younger than me. The three of us are in line at a gas station, and there's like all these families are on vacation, right? And my mother starts taking it upon herself to start asking the moms of the other children, is yours going to do a 1 or a 2? Because I think if we can organize it, maybe we can get all the ones through really quick. And I know that my son does a number 2 really fast, and I'm like looking at my mom horrified. You know, like, I take my time, you know, I mean, but anyway, Dan, do you have a am I being a dick moment for us?
You know what? I don't have an am I being a dick. I just got a sobering moment I got to share with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to bring the room down at all because we're moving toward comedy, or I think. Okay. I'm going to make it quick. I have survived cancer a couple of times. No Hold your applause. No big deal. 2 rounds of chemo. All right, fine. You got. And so what happens is you get into remission, you move on with your life. Every once in a while, there's a moment that kind of reminds you. So I'm opening a new business, and it's a therapy practice. And a part of what we're doing is taking out some life insurance. My business partner and I, are each getting some life insurance in case one of us croaks. There's some money for the business. So we're actually covering all of our bases. So he refers me to the State Farm woman. And so she starts asking me some preliminary questions. Have any health? Are you a smoker? There's some, how tall are you? Any health concerns? Told her, whatever, lymphoma. It's come and gone twice. And she's okay. She's like, okay, I don't think it's going to be a denial. I'll throw it to our underwriting team. I get an email later, basically very, no, we're not. Just, you hear, apparently the underwriting was not happening. Okay, so she said, but let me refer you to this other insurance company that is known for taking on cases like this.
Now you're a case. Okay.
And this is the name, I shit you not. Google it if you're listening. This is the name of the insurer that she recommended. Big Lou's Insurance. I'm not fucking...
Is that real? Wait a minute. I gotta
Google it
Big
now.
Lou's?
Big Lou's.
Are you a loser? Are you dragging everyone down? Do you need life insurance because you're too short or have had lymphoma?
Big Lou. Big Lou.
Oh, Big Lou, not Lou.
Lou. No. Big Lou. Lou.
Oh, it's a real thing. Yeah, that's
Big Lou.
That's crazy.
It's like, is he gonna go beat someone up?
Yeah, does he also run a delicatessen?
Exactly. Big Lou. I looked into the policy. In the event of my death, Big Lou would console my wife. That's the policy.
Hey, come here, Colleen. It's gonna be okay. Big Lou will take care of you. Yeah,
but you know what? I read the reviews and it's good. So
yeah.
You know, now that Dan's gone, how about some deli meat? There's nothing like a good piece of...
Come here, honey. So that was...
You need your rates lower? We'll go talk to the doctor. On the golf course. We'll get you that X-ray.
Moments like that, I'm like, God, I can't believe I can't go perform this. I'm not... That's when you want to be a comic. When you have Big Lou's. Anyway, wanted to share that.
Wow.
Give it to Joe. Joe can make it a joke.
Oh yeah. I'm sure you would love that, Dan. I'm gonna go on stage and start doing your material.
Yeah,
and
you should do. You should lie and say that you went through chemo twice too.
Yeah.
I think people would like.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Cancer survivor crowd. Yeah. That's a built-in applause break right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they have to like me. Then they
I had a little run. After I was diagnosed, I went right to the stage, and I had a tight 5. It was awesome. It's true.
Of course, yeah.
The third thought I had after I was diagnosed.
Yes, of course.
Was like, all right, I'm that guy now. I gotta fucking... It's true.
Of course.
God.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah.
You would be the first guy who used it to get on TV.
No.
So.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, of course, I didn't get on TV.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stick with it long enough after, like...
What's even the point of having cancer if you're not going to be on TV?
Yeah,
I know. I should have... I'm sorry. I'll stick with those fucking jokes. Some funny cancer jokes.
You should have been a little less healthy, and you might have succeeded. Yeah. But now Big Lou's got you covered.
Yeah, now you got Big Lou in your life.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God. All right. So, ladies and
we
gentlemen,
have a guest.
We have a guest, yeah. What's his name, Dan? What's his name?
His name is Iain.
Yes.
Not Lane, I just learned.
Yeah. Yes. You did a lot of prep for this interview.
I did a lot of prep, but I did. I did listen to your comedy. Very much enjoyed it.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
That's true.
Okay. I
I
appreciate it. I believe you. I believe you.
and in fact, we were going to kind of alternate questions. I
yeah.
will say, a compliment I want to throw your way is that something that I think is it's in short supply in comedy. You are just by watching. I watched even in the first segment. I saw you went on Facebook. You are the guy. You clearly are the guy you're trying to be up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is enviable.
Sure. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. I think most people get into comedy because they're maybe kind of funny around their friends, and for a long time it's sort of like I want to do this, and you're a person telling jokes without a necessary point of view, and you definitely have that. Talking about yourself, talking about being anxious, talking about a bit. I was envious of the bit. I want to be. It's better to be broken up with than to break up, because you just gotta sit there and be sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is so very, very funny. I'm excited to hear.
Oh, thanks.
How you started, how long you've been doing it, and what your story is.
Yeah, give us just a brief bio of like when did you start and what got you into it? Like any inspirations, or when did you go try it?
It's kind of weird. It's kind of like one of those things where like it was never like this. Like, I wish I had that moment that people talk about, like I was a kid and I saw Eddie Murphy on TV and I knew, like I didn't have that, you know. But then after I started comedy, I looked back on my life and I'm like, fuck, why would I have done anything else? Like it made so much sense, you know? Because I did theater, I did acting a lot. My family is super funny. I loved stand up. I loved I didn't make. I was like, I was a funny guy with my friends, but I wasn't like, oh, I just do that. I thought you became, because like Eddie Murphy that I knew, for example, like I knew him from like Daddy Daycare. And like,
different generation.
Yeah.
Or like even like Beverly Hills, like I knew him, and then I thought it was like you got famous, and then like you just did comedy.
Wow.
So it didn't seem like this like obtainable
That's
thing.
Interesting. Which it would appear he did.
Yeah.
If you weren't like us, listening to Eddie Murphy comedian before Delirious.
Right. Yeah.
And
like,
all that.
Like all these guys, like Steve Martin, you know, even like, you know, guys like George Lopez, like I was just like, oh, they're just famous, and then that's the thing they do after.
Okay, that's a bit right. We were, not to get all old on you. Yeah, we were opening for George Lopez.
Yeah,
way before he got his show. And he was one of the few draws. He could fill the punchline.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bet, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were already like artistic and doing the acting thing, and the comedy didn't occur to you.
Yeah, it just didn't, like, for some reason. And then I remember when I was in high school, I was on the bus, and then my friends got on, or the like guys I kind of knew, and they were like, "Hey, do you guys want to come with us? We're going to an open mic." And I go, "What?" And they were like, "Oh, so like a comedy open mic." And I had in high school, I was like writing jokes. I didn't even know, like I was just like, oh, I could just do this. And so then I got on the bus with them, and I went, and it was Brainwash. It took me to Brainwash, so I didn't get. No, the Brainwash in San Francisco is the Tony Sparks.
Did you ever do the Brainwash?
I did. No, I did. I was thinking of the other laundromat gig.
They're everywhere.
I did. Absolutely. I was a Tony Sparks mentored.
Okay.
If anybody ever writes the definitive history of that time of stand-up comedy, almost anybody who's anybody did that Brainwash gig.
I totally did that.
Yeah.
That show.
But anyway, so you're on the bus. Sounds like you're getting jumped into a gang.
I know, I got jumped into a gang. Yeah, so I am a Pyru at this point, and so I go and I watch it, and I'm like thinking, I'm like, oh, I should go up. I don't go up, but I think about it, and so then from that point on, I start writing jokes, and then I'm like, oh, I'll go to that one place, that laundromat. Like I always thought of it, and then one day I was like, I think I'm ready, and I looked it up, and it was like literally like a month before it had closed, and so the mic was over. So to me, I had no sense of the world. That I was like, that was my last chance.
Yeah, it's over.
There goes my
no comedy for me.
No open mics anywhere.
Mm-hmm. I'm screwed. I just didn't. I thought that was. I don't know. I was so blind to how the world worked. And then one day, at SF State, which where I went to college, like the last month of school, my friend was talking to me, and she was like, "Oh, there's this I'm actually thinking about doing comedy, and there's an open mic here." I'm like, "There's an open mic here?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "It's the last one of the year tonight." And so I was like, "Okay, I don't have an excuse now. Like, it's time to do it. I gotta do it."
You're on a time deadlines of open mics. Like comedy's dead.
I know. I was
after
like,
this because
I was like,
brain war first. Yeah, not realizing. Yeah, they're everywhere. Okay.
Yeah. So then that night I like went back to my place and I like had like a panic attack and I was like, I could just do it. So then I did it. I went up and it was, in my mind it went well, but obviously I bombed. You know what I mean? Like I said the words I wanted to say.
Why do you say that though? Why do you say you obviously bombed? Like why?
Because you I don't know, unless there's every now and then you have those moments, but like people, your first time you don't do well, but I was just happy with it because I said what I wanted to say on stage in a mic, Yeah. So to me it was a success, and at the time I was like, I did pretty good, and then in retrospect I was like, I don't remember a lot of laughter, if any, really. But what I do,
great attitude though.
Yeah,
what a resilient start.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I do remember people looking at me. I do remember that. I do remember like it was a little rowdy, and I do remember people were like, well, hold on. And I was like, okay, that's something.
That is.
And yeah, so that was when I was like 19, and then I didn't go up again for like 5 months, something like that. And then the next time I went up was at Mutiny Radio, which I don't know if Dan knows that.
I don't know
it's
that
like,
one.
Yeah, it was like it was another open mic. It was kind of like what Brainwash became in a way. It was like every day.
It was a San Francisco institution there for a while, I think. Like again,
what year are we talking about here?
This is 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was that, and then I went up like 3 times. And I would do one set at Mutiny, and then and then the open mic at SF State was back, and that was like my show. So it was like Mutiny was where I prepared, and then the show was where I was like, because it was always packed at this mic for some reason. So I did that for like 2 or 3 months, and then like COVID happened, and so then I was like, oh, okay, like can't do comedy, blah blah blah, and then I started writing every single day, and I just kept thinking about it. I'm like, I think hopefully if this all blows over, like this is the thing I need to do. And as soon as stuff started opening up, I was like every day writing, performing, and that's when I kind of started moving and grooving.
Did you do any of the Zoom shows, or were you completely just like, yeah, I'm just writing? And
no, I didn't. I mean, my pre-COVID life, I was so disconnected. I mean, clearly because my only senses were like SF State and Mutiny. So
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even make the connection to know that Zoom comedy existed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So really, like when did you get back up on stage? Like 2020?
Like September 2020.
Okay.
September 2020.
So
yes.
I mean, in really like a short amount of time.
Yeah.
I mean, so Dan, Iain is everywhere. Like if you look him up online, I mean, he's in the rotation at the Punchline. He's producing his own shows. He's a regular. Are you a co-producer regular of Cheaper Than Therapy, or?
I'm like so I was a resident there. So when you're a resident, you kind of learn how to run the show. So I can guest produce for them. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, in a very short amount of time, you've really expanded your reach, which is commendable. That's pretty impressive. Do you have a moment on stage where you thought to yourself, I get it, or I understand what I'm doing up there? Do you have, does that date, I mean, maybe it's not a specific date, but could you remember a time when it all clicked?
Definitely. I remember there still happens. There was this open mic in San Mateo called Swingin' Door. It was at a bar, and it was like as COVID was kind of opening up, like this was like there were no shows, so this was like the mic. So for me, the guys that I was looking up to, like it was like Daoud Neymar, if you guys know him, and Orion Levine, Ryan Goodcase, Ian Levy, like all these people were like at this mic. So to me, it was like a huge deal. and it was
Never
always
heard
packed.
any of them, but
Yeah.
why would I? I remember the guys. I was looking up to.
They are all they're all really.
They're kind of
really
like the Larry Bubbles Brown to me, if that helps.
Aha.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. I would.
Got it.
They're kind of like Michael Meehan, if you would.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
A Johnny Steele-esque performance.
I'm not liking this conversion.
Yeah, I'm trying to speak your language.
Except they're still
They're
trying.
Successful.
Yeah,
These guys are successful in trying. No offense to my old mentors, but
no, of course.
It is what it is. Yeah.
So this mic was like, it was just very, again, it was, I took it so, I still do, even I take everything very seriously. Not in like a corny way, like where I'm like, this is such, I'm just like, I have to treat everything with the full respect and attempt. So to me, I was like, I remember being on the list and it was just like packed out bar and like everybody's like crushing. And I was literally like, I'm so freaked out right now when they call my name. I'm gonna tell the host, I'm like, I just take my name off the list and I'm gonna leave. And so that was my plan. I'm sitting in the back and I'm just like, maybe I shouldn't, blah blah blah. And then by the time I like figure out, or by the time I decide whether I'm gonna do it or not, I'm next. So I'm like, okay, just stay. And I remember I went up and I did 0 jokes, but I was like talking, and it was like I was so obsessed with like saying the jokes I had written that I was like so nervous that I just went against that, and it was great. It was like it was the first time I felt like in control. Because I think before then I was so obsessed with just saying the jokes the way I was written. It was like I was relinquishing any attempt to like actually engage with the audience. I was just like, well, if I say this, I didn't know what punchlines were and stuff. So that was a moment where I was like, oh, I'm just chilling right now. I'm like, I'm loose and I'm fun and I'm like there, and it was good. And I remember driving home and this is so corny. I'm sorry. But I remember driving home and being like, Ian, this is the thing. You did it. Like I said that to myself. It's so corny. But I was literally driving and I'm like, this is it.
Oh, that's what it's all about.
And I'm like, literally never thought you could do that, and you did it today.
Yeah, that's the moment. That's. So once you discovered that's how you have to be on stage, did you have to try and recreate that, or was that a process of like, oh man, I don't know what I did and how do I do that again?
I think at that time it was such a flash in the pan. I was like, there was like, to me it was like I couldn't replicate it, but all I knew was like, I was still like jokes. Everything begins and ends with jokes. I still believe that. And I'm just like, then I figured out, I'm like, if I could just weave that energy into the way I deliver a joke, then that's like the premium thing. So I just knew that if I wrote every day, the jokes would get better. If I performed every day, my stage presence would get better. So I just kept I kind of not figured it out. I wasn't good right away, but I figured out what to do quick, where I was just like, just stay with it. And I was like, get a 5, get a type 5. And then when I started going to punch, I was like, get the 5 better be fucking ready. So
that
it
hasn't
was all
changed.
like a snowball. Yeah.
It's not changed at all. Yeah, don't show up unless you're ready to crush.
And I think that's important. A way that comedy hasn't changed in a way is to go up with some intention, to go on stage with trying to accomplish something. Those are the comics that move forward.
Yeah.
As opposed to, it's all just kind of a time to fuck around.
Yeah, like an attitude thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and some.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of funny people that are so funny that they can fuck around.
Yes.
But I've always admired, like I've always secretly judged. There's many things I judge. People that generally drink through their set, for instance. I'm going to drink before, during, and after my set.
Yeah.
I think that it's not professional. It's not taking it seriously. It's not. That being said, a lot of hilarious people do that.
Sure.
And they're talented enough to pull it off.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, an open mic there's a reason you're doing it.
Yeah.
I remember real quickly, there was when I was in my groove in San Francisco, there was a period where you own the city. you're fucking plugged in, and you're not a has been. I've been here too long guy yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's only a matter
right
of time.
here, Dan. I'm
No.
right here.
Sorry, Joe.
Jesus.
But you know what I mean? And I think at least when we were doing it, there was just a window of you're kind of
you're on your
you're
way
getting that
up.
respect, and you can go on stage, and you're kind of up and coming. And I remember it was either a Monday or Tuesday. I would hit the luggage store. I don't know if
that's long gone.
No.
Yeah.
The luggage store, Jack's Bar, and then Cobb's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
And I was fucking zoned in on it.
Yeah.
I had to hit those three, and by the time I got to Cobb's, new bits were crystallizing, and those were the best times for me in comedy. Like I was. There's something badass about a comedian who's got objectives.
Yeah.
How often are you going on stage, Ian? And like, can you go on stage 2-3 times a night sometimes?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I definitely perform every day. Every day I still perform. Yeah, depending on the timing of shows, I like to hit. Yeah, like Dan said, like I like to hit a mic before just to kind of loosen up. I'm getting it used to be imperative that like if I had a show, I needed to hit a mic before just to kind of get my jitters out. Now, I'll be fine, but I do like to at least hit one, a couple mics before a show. Now it's at the point I'm very lucky that I am, I'm usually booked like Wednesday through Saturday, and then I run a Monday. So then like Tuesday I dedicate to like mics. So I'll try to hit like 3 or 4 on like a Tuesday just to kind of get my reps in. I'm definitely doing a lot less mics, but for a good reason, because I'm doing shows instead. So I do feel like I've lost my, because I was so like every mic all the time and I liked that. So it's not like I'm like getting lazy. It's just I'm like readjusting to this new world.
It's funny to hear you say it in the way that I feel like Dan and I also maybe talked about that. There's a moment when you don't need the open mics because you're getting paid shows regularly.
Your open mics can become
but you still feel
better
like,
stages.
Wait a minute, I'm not doing something that I should be doing, but it's like, no, it's building to the next level and you're doing everything that you're supposed to do. But let me ask you this, because the thing that I found, like I can remember a moment when I got bumped up from opener in the city to feature in the city, and it was very euphoric, but then I had this realization of like, well, I'm doing all the same material. Like, what is the difference between an opener and a feature? It felt kind of like this weird letdown. And then I also felt like, oh man, I went back to some open mics because I felt like I need a place to experiment. I need a place to work on stuff. Because now that I'm at a level, I don't want to lose that. I don't want to like have that taken away or dropped down or something. Do you feel like you can sneak in new material on paid shows, or are you using the open mics for that? How's that work for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting to the but I have a very good sense of like where my jokes are at, and I know I'm like, okay, this one I could definitely, it's not there yet, but I can definitely put in, especially if it's attached to like a topic I'm already talking about. I'm definitely becoming more confident with that. But if there's something where it's like brand fucking spanking new, I'm like, this is not worth my energy or a huge dip in my set to like try this right now.
Yeah.
Although I used to find if I'm just into myself, I'll just do it because I'm confident enough. It's all about confidence.
Absolutely.
So, well, I guess I am doing this now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's just because I got the balls to do it.
Yeah, totally. I definitely I have a new joke that I had to get like healthcare because I turned 26, so I had to get like Kaiser. I had to joke about Kaiser Bronze, and so like I knew I wanted to do it, and I already have this other bit about like, my healthcare, and so I was like, okay, I'll try this and it was that moment, Dan, where I was kind of like really just feeling it, and I just had a couple punchlines written, but then I think I'm lucky. I'm just at this point in my abilities now, where like I was like building the punchlines as I was saying it. And then, I record the audio and then I'm like, oh, okay. And then I was like, oh, I don't even have to do the hard part of me like hunkering down on the notepad being like, fuck, is this good? This good? Like it just bypassed that whole thing because I was so confident and I did a joke that was still half baked.
Yeah. Don't you feel like that though? I mean, I feel like that is the natural progression. You end up, you're writing. I mean, I remember years and years ago, they were talking to Chappelle about his writing process.
Yeah.
He just kind of looked at him like, like I do my writing on stage.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like at a certain point, it makes sense. Like you're taking chances and you understand who you are up there.
Right.
Do you feel like you're going to do more and more of that? Or do you always feel like you're going to be, sitting and writing and working stuff out?
I feel like the best jokes I've come up with the past probably year or so have all been like I've written on stage. Yeah. And I feel a little like I think I'm just generally just insecure most of the time. So then, but in my head, I process that and I just go like, you can't be this write on stage guy. That's not, you have to be the notebook writing guy. So I'm having this weird like internal struggle of like my identity.
Do you find at all, you said you're a joke guy and that's really good. It's always good to because jokes are just that. They're valuable.
Yes.
That craft of just having a joke that's just kicks ass. But do you find you're merging into more bits, which what I would define as sort of personality-based vignettes or stories?
Totally. And it's doing well. And then but then again, it's the same thing where I'm like, I'm starting to get scared. I'm just like, no, I don't want to be the guy that's up. I don't want to be the guy that's, like you said, Dan, the one that's like too loose on stage, just not really giving a fuck, And I know I won't be.
Right. That's interesting. Okay. So you're equating those, the kind of storytelling, spontaneous guy with the not give a fuck.
Yeah. I'm trying not to, I'm bleeding the line a little bit.
Well, I guess art is that tension.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How often do you write now?
Not as much, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, maybe.
Really?
And
wow.
And I was so but I was so regimented. Like it was like every day I'd set an alarm for an hour. I'd sit in my room and I would write. I wouldn't look at my phone or anything. And I don't know. And the problem, if I felt I was dipping in ability and joke production, I would. And that's the problem. I remember I used to do this in high school all the time. I would like always study like the morning of or the day before, or like I'd write my paper like at like midnight the night before, and it would go well. Like I'd get a good grade, and so then I was like this bad habit, but I kept like, but it was like working.
Okay, so you don't want it right. You don't want to let it go.
Yeah. Like, but the problem is that I'm actually kind of liking like the persona that I am on stage, and I'm liking the punchlines I'm creating when I am like loose and on stage. So it's like this weird battle.
It sounds like you're in a real cool place, though. You know what I mean? Like,
it really does.
Like you've done the work. You know how to create the structure. You know how to actually sit down and write, which I don't know that a lot of comics do. And then you're enjoying the process of finding out who you are on stage. Because I always think like writing and performing, those are 2 really different skills, and we're trying to bring them together. And once a comic figures out who they are on stage, then it's like, oh, now I can go back and write for that person.
Yeah. Yes.
And a lot of that's when the writing, I think, happens on stage. Because you got to see how certain things land.
Yeah.
Based on who you are.
Yes.
Have you ever had a joke that you, and I think we all have had, where you write it and you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to do this on stage. You take it on stage, it dies. But you are still committed to it. You keep trying it. You keep trying. It just dies and dies and dies.
And you can't figure it out. You ever have one of those jokes? God, this is funny.
I know.
And it gets nothing.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
And there's a disconnect.
Yeah, totally. I'll have it like and then the inverse will be true sometimes. Like I'll have jokes that like will do well quickly, but I'm just not, my heart's not in it. I'm like, I don't want to do this one ever again. Even if it did well, maybe that's like, I should listen to that. But yeah, like one of my big bigger, closer. I don't know. I wouldn't assume Joe would remember it, but
About the horses?
No, not the horse one. That one's good though. My bathroom joke. Have you seen me do that one?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, it's this long joke
How's
about
it go?
like it's basically like it starts a little corny, but it's basically like how I'm jealous of the community that women have in the bathroom. You know, they go in there, they're fixing each other's makeup, they kiss each other. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm like, the men's bathroom, like I feel like I'm like a Navy SEAL on a mission every time I go in there. And I do this whole act out where I'm like, go in, check the corners, no speaking, no eye contact. Neutralize target. Enemy enters on my right. Do not look at his face or cock or balls. Stay focused. It's this whole act out. And that joke was like so bad. It was so bad. It was so Seinfeld-y. And it didn't have the whole Navy SEAL part. And so I was just like, isn't it crazy that men's bathroom is different than women? And people would be like, are you from 1983? Yeah. I was like, what am I?
Were you new?
I was newer, it was like probably like 3 years in ish.
So you were, it's just so I get, so you were doing it kind of shticky?
I don't know what really the problem
without
was.
the Navy SEAL thing.
Yes, it was that without the Navy SEAL thing, and that was the thing.
Okay,
but then I just kept having these experiences where like a girl I was seeing at that time, she'd come out, she's like. Oh my God, this girl she told me this whole story. I'm like, what are you talking about? And like, it kept coming up and I kept being like, I know there's a fucking joke in here and I know people can understand it and like relate to it.
Right.
And it just, as one day I was just, I think I was just writing and I'm like, I don't know, what's it like in the men's bathroom? And I was like, I don't know, you don't look at anybody, you don't talk to anybody. I thought about like, it's like church. It's like where you're quiet. I was like, no. And then the Navy SEAL thing, I'm like, I guess I'll just try this one. And then it worked. And I was like, finally, we have a joke. Finally.
But you stuck with it.
Cool.
You knew there was something funny there. That's always cool to hear. Look, here's a big question. Think about this for a second, okay? Do you feel like a success right now?
That's an interesting question. Like, you guys know how it is where, especially with the internet now, you see how everybody is doing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that have been doing it less time than me that are doing so much better. Like, getting SNL auditions.
I don't know what that's like at all.
And so it's like, I want to say yes, but I also have this feeling within myself where I'm like, I can see where other people are at, and I know I could be at that level, and it makes me feel frustrated that I'm not there. Yeah. Even though if I sat back and stopped and like smelled the roses a little bit, I'd be like, yes. I think the short answer is yes. I do feel like I'm a success. I think there are things that I'm accomplishing now that I never really thought that I could do. Like even getting past the punchline.
Mm-hmm. What is this past shit? I keep
is this new to you? Is this
so? Yeah. So you
it's a new.
It means you can work there.
Yeah.
I used to hear that in other towns, and I always thought, oh, we don't do that. So does
we got.
Is it any different? Did we get passed?
We got passed. It's the same process with a different name. Really.
Okay, but do they formally say you're good? You're passed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we never,
which is kind of
we
nice,
were never given that certainty. It was Hutch in the back. I mean, eventually,
Hutch.
We should talk to Hutch. Someday.
You don't know Hutch, do you?
I know that. I think I don't know him.
No,
I don't know him, but I remember Joe talking about him.
Yeah. Eventually, they couldn't help but give you some self-esteem because they needed you. Eventually, you were clearly going up a lot, but we didn't get past. I thought, anyway, keep going.
Is Hutch the guy, Joe, where you did the dishes to like get up? Yeah, okay, yeah. You told me that story. Yeah.
Like, you did the dishes?
Yeah, you know that story, right? Like one night, he says to all the new comics who haven't been on stage yet, the dishwasher called out. If one of you does dishes, I'll get you on stage tonight. And everybody else was like, I'm too cool for that. And I'm like, fuck it. It's been 9 months, So I did dishes. I got up. I did well. Because I was ready. I had my tight 5 down. And he said, I appreciate you doing that, and you did well, and we'll We'll get you up again.
What was your tight 5 then?
Oh, I can't remember it, to be
You're
honest.
a fucker?
I can't remember.
Oh, the new...
I cannot
the
remember.
new bit. I don't want to take up our time. Sometimes I just want to ask, do you remember... Do you have, like...
Are you going to hurt me, Dan? Are you going to hurt me now?
No. This
Are you
is
going to bring up old jokes?
Not at all. Because I'm the one... I was the worst at this. Did you have any... In the beginning, when you just didn't even know what hacky was, and you were just spouting off some really hacky...
I remember coming off stage, and I remember the back of the room, like what we considered seasoned comics. But now looking back, I'm like, seasoned comics really was like guys who'd been doing it maybe a year longer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I remember just the look of disgust and judgment, looking at me, and I'm like, what? I got laughs. Like, what?
Right.
And then
I had a bit... you remember way in the beginning when we were doing that open mic in Concord with Dan Lewis and that girl you guys were trying to bang? And
what?
What
are you talking about? What girl?
I was like you, Ian. I was like, what's going on with these guys that are supposed to be my mentors? This doesn't see.
I think we're veering way up. What? I don't.
Yeah.
What girl
I used
are you
to
talking
do.
about?
Remember the shtick I used to do about being Jewish? It was so fucking hacky. I don't even remember it. It had to do with that's not very sexy and
Oh.
so, and I did that. This is hard to admit, but I didn't know any better. I did Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
You remember that? It's a very easy. Anybody can do a half decent Cosby. This is Bill Cosby doing Hamlet or Shakespeare.
That's
to be
funny.
or not.
That's good.
I mean,
At least you were like, I'm Bill Cosby. Here, ladies, drink this.
Yeah.
Right. If you're gonna do Bill Cosby,
we didn't know, but
that would have been ahead of its time.
Yeah.
But I remember, I think it was Derek Richardson. Somebody
oh my God.
pulled me aside. It was like, stop all that.
Yeah.
Everything you're doing. You're a hack. I was like, oh, okay.
You ever have a comedian
it was helpful.
come up to you, like an older comedian or someone who's been doing it longer, and just like, hey, you got to stop doing that bit? You ever have that happen?
Yeah, I think my time now, and I think when 5 years ago when I started, I think what's it called? We call it like edgelord. Are you guys familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So like edgy stuff, just to be edgy, and I wasn't that, and I hated.
Thanks for talking to us like we're 80-year-olds in a home.
Yes.
Edgelords.
I thought that's what you guys were. I thought that's what you guys were. You are in a home right now.
Never heard the term.
Yeah.
Not kidding.
Do you really? You've never heard that term, Dan?
No.
Wow. Okay. I apologize to Ian.
There you go.
I'm so fucking.
Okay. So
I know. Yeah, I know I'm a loser right now. I don't know why.
No. You're not. Okay.
No, edgelord. Sorry,
Continue.
it's just a term. It's like being edgy, like being like shock value.
Like overly?
Just yes.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the whole.
guy. Okay.
It's the new breed of. It's the whole like post-Trump comedy world where it's like Kill Tony, where you go up there and you just like say the R word and like people go.
Yeah, it's the MAGA comedy.
It's so much of what you go to an open mic now. It's like it's like in our DNA, and it's like
so
very
you see
scary.
that now.
Yes.
So
yeah.
do you see a lot of comedians, even if they wouldn't necessarily identify as anti-woke or whatever they, you see that just that formula is happening.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's like I've talked to like I talked. You guys know Shang Wang?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I've talked
I'm
to
so
Shang
excited.
Wang.
Yes.
Yes, you know him.
That was just before I was. Okay, go ahead.
Shang. So it was just because I talked to Shang Wang and I was like,
Ian. Oh, there you
what?
go. Never
there you
go.
I just asked him, and he just told me like when he was starting, it was like Mitch Hedberg was huge, so like everybody was just doing a Mitch Hedberg impression. So that's kind of what it is now for us. So anyway, and I was never that, and I knew from the jump, and I saw it, and I go, that's not me. But I did have one joke about like. I had so many jokes where I was like, people want to hear what I have to say, I was like, look at this opinion. Like it was some like opinion. So it was a joke about like firefighters versus policemen, and it was just like, and I relied on really like not archaic, but just like stereotypes of just why firemen are better, and like I think it's like they wouldn't shoot the fire. Something stupid. It was stupid. Okay. take me off the show. Get me out of this podcast now for even having that joke. But I had that, and then I think Orion was like, I was like, I reached out. I always wanted advice from anybody, and so I went up to him and I was just like, hey, do you have like an advice? And he goes, yeah, you don't need to do that whole like the whole cops thing. And I go, and I knew he was right. And even when I was up there saying it, I was like, I shouldn't be saying it. But I needed to hear him say it.
Was it because it was kind of hacky, or maybe it's not your place to?
I think it was more.
Yeah.
It was more disingenuous. It was more just like I just wanted to write a joke about anything I could think of at that time, and I think it was just so not. But I didn't know what I didn't know what it meant, you know. So
that's good. Comedians tend to talk about stuff that matters to them.
Yes. Yeah.
And it just kind of goes with the territory. So why are you talking about trans people? You don't care.
Yes.
You don't know them. And I know it comes off as, oh, I'm being snowflakey, woke.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
It's, you can talk about anything if you have some kind of stake in it. If you really care.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you talk about social issues on stage, or do you talk do you make a conscious effort? Because it's interesting now. I feel like there's already a backlash against those edgelords, and people are tired of that attitude-driven. You know, you're just punching down at everything. And I'm curious. Like, I see some newer comics that make a conscious effort never to include social issues, and then I do see others that are like, I'm going to talk about them, but I'm going to talk about them not in a direct way. I'm just going to bring them up. Like, do you have like, and it feels like every comedian has their own set of rules to talk about certain things. Do you have rules to talk about social issues on stage?
My rule is I never restrict topics. I never restrict myself from, if I really think it's funny, and I know that I trust myself that I'm conscious enough to know, like what Dan said, where like if I'm detached from the thing, I'm not going to talk about it. So my rule is like, if I genuinely have a perspective, it doesn't matter what it is, I will try to say it. Yeah.
Okay. So and if it comes up and it's a good joke, you're like, all right, I'm going to use it. Because I've seen comedians, they have a really good joke about something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about Trump, or it's about trans issues, or it's about some socially conscious topic that is going to set the room off in some way, and they decide not to do it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I don't know where to put it in my set.
Yeah.
Can I share with you guys? Here's an example. I'm a pretty, I don't know, protective guy over the LGBTQ community, and I don't like that punching down. Here's an example of a trans joke I would have tried if I was still a comedian. Let me give it to you real quickly.
Are we workshopping now?
Let's
workshop this.
Right, let's do it.
Whether it's funny or not, to me, this is funny. Okay, so I notice I've never formalized it into a bit. So I notice with my wife, sometimes my wife likes to sort of do the jack off, like, yeah, whatever. You know, and I notice if you don't have a penis, you don't really know the proportions of that. It's always okay, and I'm like, no, it's always over here. How big do you think you are? And you're not doing it right. And I thought to myself, if you're transitioning, I wonder if that's a moment of triumph for someone transitioning, where they can really do that now that they have a penis.
Yeah.
In proportion. So what a moment where your insides match your outsides, and you are who you are, and somebody says to you, yeah, you want to go to that Disney movie? Yeah, whatever. Yes! Is that the moment of...
You're probably using it everywhere, in every conversation. Like,
I have no idea if that's funny or if that would work.
Well,
I think that's funny. I for sure think it's funny.
But you know what? The point is, you'd run into the oversensitivity of the San Francisco audience. I think
it wouldn't work out for me. But I would eventually. That's a 3. I would try that 3 times and drop it.
I think there's something there.
But from my point of view, if you really look at it, I'm trying to be clever, and I am pro-trans. If you really look listen to what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yeah.
I have my little angle on it, but I'm an ally, and my guess is I would find it's not clever enough to.
I'll
So I don't know.
I'll try
But
it
you see
out and
my
I'll
point.
report back.
You see my point.
Yeah,
I see
I
your
would
point.
try that.
Yeah.
It's got legs.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And
Like, it's there.
And
But-
a dick.
And a dick.
Yes.
And
So
balls.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. But so, I appreciate you guys listening. I have no stage, so I'm.
Oh,
but that's
Sure.
an example of you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that. You can if you really have an idea and you give a shit and
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Ian, let me ask you this, and then we'll wrap up. We don't want to keep you too long, but because
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that I always thought was fascinating, and I didn't set out to become a social commentary kind of comedian, right? It just that was the stuff that was interesting to me, right? And so like just started talking more and more about those kinds of things. But the thing that I started to learn, and Dan, because you were talking about trans issues before we even called them trans issues, right? You were really talking about LGBT.
more bisexual,
Yeah, but
fluid stuff.
You were talking about sexual fluidity before we called it.
Thank you for giving me that credit.
Totally. But
whatever.
But here's the thing that I think we both ran into sometimes, right? And you know what I'm talking about. Like the San Francisco audience takes an extra beat to like, can I laugh at that? Like, but I'm making fun of the thing. And do you ever have?
And that is true. You can't get there.
You
can't. By the time you're there.
Yeah, and they're just looking at you like we kind of get maybe what you're doing, but I don't feel comfortable because I'm not sure I can assemble all the pieces.
It's a long way.
It's a long.
Josie's Cabaret and Juice Joint, which is long gone. That I would get this. That's the hissing.
Oh yeah.
During my setup, but that was.
Yeah, like you're right. Like I'm coming into a queer-owned comedy open mic to make fun of queer people. You're right.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing about San Francisco.
Just try. Just hang with me.
This is the setup. I'm
going
to make fun of the bad thing. But Ian, you ever run into anything like that where you feel like you're doing everything right to make fun of something, and then the audience is just like, we're not even comfortable with the setup?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's like certain like buzzwords that, again, even if you're not joke, you just say the word. If I just went on stage and said I said the word trans, they'd be like, well, hold on, and it doesn't matter what I say after that. So I've definitely, at certain mics and stuff, I've definitely been like, okay, this joke is a little like they don't even want to hear what I have to say about this.
And that's what the mics are for. You just
absolutely,
just do it. Yeah,
totally. But then when you do have a joke that does like teeter on that, and then you figure out the way to make it work, then it's like the most like I have a joke about like I live with my sister who's a lesbian, and I take pride in the joke because I don't do any stereotypes. I don't do Subaru. I don't do, but I say the joke and I go, I live with two lesbians, and I love doing it in like really, really like liberal rooms because they go what,
Yeah.
And I just have jokes where I'm like, like the setup is like I live with two lesbians. Like, you guys think you support the LGBTQ plus community. I'm doing their dishes. So beat that, okay? And I just go on, and I'm like, people are always like, oh my God, Ian, you're so lucky. That must be so hot. And I'm like, it is not hot when one of them is your sister. It's a little different. And that's kind of like the release, because they think I'm going to go like, yeah, I love lesbian porn and blah, 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 blah. But then and then they all go, oh, okay. And then they're with me.
I always think the difference, like if we're very black and white about it, I feel like the difference between a very conservative audience and a very liberal audience. I remember doing a private gig. It was a fundraiser. I can't remember what it was. This was like 25 years ago in San Francisco. And before I go on, like right before I go on, right, the woman who today we would describe as a Karen, pulls me aside and gives me that sort of sing-songy lecture, about, listen, we have a lot of people who are differently abled, and we have some gay people, and we
Right.
have some people, just like don't make fun of them for
And you
this.
almost want to
don't-
go, why do you want comedy?
Yeah, exactly. I'm
What?
like, okay,
Listen,
yeah, like
listen.
exactly.
We got this, and we got. Why don't
just
you
so,
hire a
She's so
piano
nervous,
player?
and so like, oh my God, do not screw this up. And it's like, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, this is not the time to have this conversation with a comedian. This you should have this conversation months ago when you booked me. But I'm like, yeah, and it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then about a week later.
You mean you're a pro? You know what you're doing. You can
yeah.
handle it. Very good.
About a week later, I was already booked to do a private birthday party, and this guy was like, he's old, he's rich, he's Republican. It was like in Palo Alto, right? And before I go on, almost the exact kind of woman, another Karen-esque, pulls me aside, and she's just like, we like all kinds of comedy, and we just want you to feel comfortable to do whatever you want, and we love jokes about, and she says the N-word. And I'm like, yeah. And again, in my head.
No!
Yeah.
No fucking
like,
way!
Yeah, like, feel free to make fun, like... It's,
and Joe goes, perfect!
Yeah. Like, finally!
Okay, so that's the other end of the spectrum.
It was like both ends of the spectrum, and it's like,
Oh my God.
neither one of you are really the people I want to be in front of. You know what I mean? Like, neither one of you are like, it just, and I went on stage, and of course, unbeknownst to them, I had no jokes about black people, in a negative way, so I didn't do them because I didn't have them. But guess which gig paid incredibly well? It was the conservative Republican.
The N-word.
Yeah, the N-word gig.
Okay.
Of
course.
Yeah.
The end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, but it just, that always stood out to me as like a reminder of like, oh my God, both sides of the spectrum have these needs that are impossible to meet.
Yeah.
But I would go in front of the liberal audience over and over and over again, and I would play with their expectation that things were going to take a turn. And there's been so many times I'm on stage and like I'm 20 minutes in, and after every setup, do you really have to go, like, have you not figured it out by now? You know what I mean? Whereas I feel like the other audience was like, when's he going to talk about those blacks?
Yeah.
We paid him a lot of money. I mean, when are we going to hear what we want to hear about? Like, it was, we could do a whole topic on just private gigs and that. Like, I remember at the Punchline doing a private show, and right before I go on, this guy was like, okay, that's Paul. He's in accounting, and he's really bad with money. And that's Jason, he's sleeping around with everybody. And you see Nick over there, huge cocaine problem. And like, I can't use any of that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go on.
And I'm not your monkey.
It's like a court jester.
Yeah. But yeah, just anyway.
Ian, will you join us again? This was really fun.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'd love to come back if you guys will have me. Yeah.
Absolutely, we'll have
awesome.
you. Oh, we'll have you.
Yeah. We will have you, my man. And I...
You two and Big Lou.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Big Lou, if you're out there, I need your help.
Maybe we can get sponsorship, Dan.
This has been brought to you by Big Lou's Insurance, the only person willing to cover me.
There you go.
I'm not surprised at your success at all, and I know there's going to be more of it.
Yeah,
thank you.
So keep it up.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. This has been the Splain. Please keep tuning in.
We'll see you next time on the Splain. Subscribe and you'll see funny people like Ian.
And Ian's going to tell his funny people.
Yeah.
And we'll get you covered by Big Lou.
It's going to be a great year.
Anyone? There's a whole market there for Big Lou. Comedians. We need coverage.
Yeah.
We need help.
Come on, Lou.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No insurance of any kind. Everybody,
like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Peace out.
Peace out.